Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, President Trump heads home. Fears of a food crisis for millions of families. And the former NFL teammates going head-to-head tonight. Michael's live in Philly. Breaking overnight, President Trump announces a truce in the trade war between the world's two largest economies after his meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping.
We have a deal.
Plus what the president said about nuclear weapons just before they met.
Urgent search and recovery mission. Jamaica devastated by historic Hurricane Melissa. Officials saying the damage is beyond catastrophic. As the death toll rises, our Ike Ajachi is there on the ground.
Breaking overnight, 5 more suspects arrested in connection to the Louvre Crown Jewels heist. We're live on the scene in Paris.
Tensions flaring.
SNAP recipients shouldn't go without food.
Day 30 of the government shutdown, and more than 40 million Americans about to lose food assistance benefits.
What's going to happen to all of us?
Food banks now bracing for the impact.
Guilty. The former sheriff's deputy who shot Sonia Massey in her home, convicted of second-degree murder. What her family is saying. The Brotherhood facing off in the HBCU Battle of the Legends. Michael Strahan is live in Philly as NFL greats Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson go head-to-head as coaches. They join us live with the impact of this meaningful matchup.
One-on-one with former First Lady Michelle Obama.
We can get lost in the struggles that we face.
This morning, speaking about the pressure she felt coming into the White House. And you also say, as a black woman, I was under a particularly white, hot glare. Did you feel that? As the first black First Lady.
If somebody wants to go after a woman, the first thing they do is go after our looks.
How she elevated talented young American immigrant designers. Plus the big moments from the inaugural ball to the glitter boots.
The boots are on fire.
And the Blue Jays are on fire.
They've got back-to-back to start Game 5.
Blasting the Dodgers as 22-year-old rookie Trey Yesavage sets a savage World Series record. His message for mom and dad this morning.
I'm just going to tell them that I love them.
With Toronto now 1 win away from the title.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
22, he already has a World Series win.
Oh, yeah, and 1 win away from winning the whole title,
thing.
Toronto.
Good morning, America. Hope you guys are doing well this morning.
We do. Michael's in Philadelphia. Oh, he loves Philadelphia. He's at Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Eagles. But tonight, that gridiron will host a clash of two teams from historically black universities. Hey there, Michael.
Hey, Robert, you know I love Philadelphia. Yeah. Philadelphia loves me, you know, and that's why I'm here. Well, tonight, it's home team Delaware State with Coach Deshaun Jackson versus Norfolk State, led by Coach Michael Vick. 2 former NFL teammates turned rivals. Well, the two teams will face off on one of the biggest stages here possible at Lincoln Financial Field. We're going to tell you all about the battle of these HBCU legends coming up, Robert.
I know the HBCU means close to your heart, Michael. Thank you for being there. Also ahead, we got the latest on the government shutdown. More than 40 million Americans set to lose food assistance benefits. Well, Will Reeve is at a food bank in Louisiana as they prepare to meet some of that demand.
We are going to get to that. First, President Trump back on Air Force One after his meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, where the leaders agreed to a tentative truce in the trade war. That brings tariffs and other measures back to where they were before recent escalation, still higher than the beginning of the year. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott starts us off from South Korea. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. And the president's entire trip here in Asia was building to this high-stakes moment, this face-to-face meeting between President Trump and Chinese President Xi. After months of going tit for tat on trade, the president announcing a 1-year truce. Overnight, President Trump emerging from his nearly 2-hour-long meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping to announce a truce in the trade war.
We have a deal. Now, every year we'll renegotiate the deal, but I think the deal will go on for a long time, long beyond the year.
The president says he will cut his tariffs on Chinese goods by 10%, bringing the total number to 47%. In return, Trump says China agreed to purchase soybeans from American farmers, crack down on fentanyl coming into the U.S., and delay restrictions on rare earth minerals, critical for making everything from smartphones to cars, for a year.
On the scale of from 0 to 10, with 10 being the best, I would say the meeting was at 12.
But just minutes before that high-stakes meeting began, the president posting on social media that he's ordering the Pentagon to resume nuclear testing for the first time in more than 30 years. On Air Force One, the president asked why now.
What prompted you to do that right before the meeting?
It had to do with others. They seem to all be nuclear testing.
Russia?
We have more nuclear weapons than anybody. We don't do testing. And we've halted it many years ago. But with others doing testing, I think it's appropriate that we do also.
The president's comments come after Russia test-fired a nuclear missile and North Korea launched a missile with nuclear capabilities. Now, this is just a one-year truce. These two sides will have to keep communicating. The president announced he could travel to China in April, Robin.
All right, Rachel, our thanks to you. Now the government shutdown, day 30. There is still no clear path to ending the stalemate, but pressure is growing as more than 40 million Americans face losing benefits that literally put food on the table. Jay O'Brien is tracking the latest for us there on Capitol Hill. Good morning, Jay.
Yeah, Robin, good morning. 30 days now into this government shutdown, the White House announcing a plan to cover paychecks for U.S. troops coming due this Friday, and tensions flaring on the Senate floor over critical federal food assistance set to expire in just 2 days. The top Republican in the Senate, John Thune, shouting at Democrats as he blocked a bill that would fund SNAP during the shutdown. Thune calling on Democrats instead to vote to reopen the entire government. 42 million Americans are set to lose SNAP food assistance when it runs out. And on the same day that will happen, Obamacare open enrollment begins when some 20 million Americans will see their premiums more than double on average. Democrats saying that they would be willing to vote to reopen the government if Republicans negotiated with them on that issue. And so far, they haven't. Georgia.
Okay, Jay, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to the recovery efforts after Hurricane Melissa tore through the Caribbean. Ike Ajachi is in Jamaica with the latest. Good morning, Ike.
Good morning, George. This is a long road to recovery here. So many communities across the island don't have access to power, communications, or even fresh food or water. And now officials are saying the damage done to Jamaica is beyond catastrophic.
This morning, an urgent search and recovery mission now underway in Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa slammed into the island. The scope and size of the devastation laid bare. Prime Minister Andrew Holness declaring the entire country a disaster area. Some towns completely cut off. St. Elizabeth Parish taking a direct hit from the historic hurricane.
Yesterday was horrible, horrific, terrifying, the worst day of my entire life, the worst experience of my entire life.
We saw treacherous conditions firsthand while traveling across the island. Roads washed away, vehicles buried in rubble.
The town of Santa Cruz is completely devastated. A wall of water and rock came from the mountains right through the center of town, destroying everything. Getting back to normal will take months.
Most of the island without power. Tourists like Alexis and Taviana forced to ride out the storm, doing whatever they can to get home.
At this point, we don't even mind if we go anywhere in the U.S. We just want to get a flight off the island.
But that may be harder than expected, given airports also sustaining damage. Water rushing into the Sangster International Airport, alarms blaring.
Now, there is some good news here on the horizon. Airports all around Jamaica are beginning to open up, which means that much needed aid is starting to fly in, while those stranded tourists will soon be able to get out.
I know they want to get out. All right. Ike, thank you. We're going to turn to Ginger with the latest track on the hurricane.
And you know, the hurricane hunters have been out this whole time doing the hard work of getting that information that helps us track these. And you'll remember, I rode with them a couple years ago. I can tell you from experience, the turbulence is crazy in just a normal one. But watch what we got. New video coming in from Monday when the hurricane hunters had to turn back. That is not something they usually do, but that is how bad the turbulence was in Melissa. They had to several times find a path out safely, and we are so grateful for their work as they do that, as well as the National Hurricane Center. So right now, the hurricane's back over open waters. It's still a Cat 2 moving north-northeast at 21 miles per hour. So it's racing now. We like to see that, especially because it's going to pass west of Bermuda Thursday night here into Friday morning. And then just to kind of futurecast it for you so you can know what time, we stopped it here at midnight, and it's passing west of Bermuda. They're on hurricane warning, though, for gusts up to 70. Robin.
Keep that in mind. All right, Ginger, thank you. Now to a verdict in the shooting death of Sonia Massey. Former Illinois Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson was found guilty of second-degree murder. Matt Rivers spoke with Massey's family. He is in Peoria, Illinois, with more. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Robin. After a 7-day trial and a 12-hour jury deliberation, the former deputy was handcuffed and led out of court. This morning, a conviction in Illinois. Former Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson found guilty of second-degree murder in the July 2024 shooting death of Sonya Massey inside her own kitchen after she called police to report a possible prowler.
Make no mistake, Sean Grayson is convicted of murder. He is a murderer now. This is not the exact outcome the family was looking for. They wanted first-degree murder.
Jurors were told to consider two possible charges, first or second-degree murder. Jurors opting for the second degree, which applies in Illinois when a defendant unreasonably believes lethal self-defense is justified.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
That dramatic police body camera footage of Massey's final moments, a key piece of evidence throughout. Grayson testified that he shot Sonya, who was unarmed, when he says he feared she'd pour a pot of boiling water on him.
Where you going? Away from your hot steaming water. Away from my hot steaming water? Yeah. Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. No, I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Prosecutors calling Grayson an angry man with a gun, pointing out that the 36-year-old mother of two was suffering a mental health episode, but posed no threat. Sonya's father, James, now hoping for the maximum sentence and a broader reckoning on police violence.
I'm thankful that we had any verdict at all. We're just hopeful that at some point they're going to stop killing unarmed black people in this country. And we got to believe that.
Now, a second-degree murder charge carries with it a standard sentence of between 4 and 20 years, although probation is a possibility. George, the sentencing scheduled for January 29th.
Matt Rivers, thanks. We have the latest now from the Department of Justice, where Trump appointees have put 2 prosecutors on leave for describing January 6 defendants pardoned by the president as a mob of rioters. Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas is in Washington with the story. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. Just hours after filing a memo to a federal court about a man found near former President Obama's home with guns, sources say prosecutors Carlos Valdivia and Samuel White were suspended and locked out of their government devices. That memo involved Taylor Taranto, who was pardoned by President Trump over his involvement in the January 6 attack. Taranto was convicted of separate charges for threats and weapons offenses after he showed up near Obama's home in June of 2023 with guns and ammo in his car. That coming one day after then former President Trump posted Obama's address on social media. Now the DOJ has filed a new court memo which removes all references to January 6 and also takes out the reference to Trump posting about Obama's home address, George.
A pretty extraordinary move here. Did the Justice Department offer any public rationale?
No, they did not, saying they don't discuss personnel decisions. They did point out that the prison time sought remains the same at 27 months, and that they take all threats of political violence seriously. George?
Pierre Thomas, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to breaking news out of Paris. 5 more suspects arrested in connection to the Louvre Crown Jewels heist. Tom Soufi-Burge is tracking the new details. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, George. Yeah, police swooping in multiple locations in and near Paris overnight, arresting 5 more people, including prosecutors believe 1 more of the gang of 4 robbers seen during that daylight heist of some of France's crown jewels here at the Louvre. Now, the suspect arrested overnight, tracked by investigators for some time, according to prosecutors. Their investigation accelerating, they say, as they get more leads from suspects' phones. Now, this follows the arrest of 2 other suspects Saturday night. Police now believe they have 3 of the 4 men suspected of robbing the Louvre in custody. Prosecutors now charging 2 of them with gang-related robbery, saying in questioning they partly admitted their involvement. No evidence an insider at the Louvre was involved. The jewels have still not been recovered. Investigators say they're watching the legal art market as well as illegal channels, even though the centuries-old jewelry would be incredibly hard to sell, guys.
It would be, but hopefully it will be recovered. All right, Tom, our thanks to you. Now to the World Series, the Toronto Blue Jays winning pivotal Game 5 against the Dodgers. And Larry, you got those big moments for us?
I do indeed. Right. What a series this has turned out to be. Wow. After that 18-inning odyssey 2 nights ago, the Blue Jays wasted no time getting on the scoreboard last night. But it was their 22-year-old rookie pitcher who has them closing in on their first title in 32 years.
And the Blue Jays are headed home, 1 win from a championship.
This morning, Toronto heading home with a 1-game lead in the World Series with back-to-back home runs.
To start Game 5.
Davis Schneider hitting one of those on the first pitch of the game.
Call to the track. It's on!
His father capturing the view from the stands.
No way!
Posting this now viral video of him high-fiving with other fans in the crowd.
Oh my God!
But it was rookie pitcher Trey Yesavage on the mound denying Dodgers all night.
Ohtani, yeah, swung out and missed. Postseason. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
Striking out 12 and setting a record for the most in a World Series game by a rookie.
There's a dozen for Trey Yesavage.
Yesavage was called up to the big leagues in September and has had to live out of a hotel room since signing with the Jays. In fact, he's had to check out of that hotel every time they go on the road. And now, a simple message for his parents who've been with him every step of his career.
I'm just going to tell them that I love them and safe travels back to Pennsylvania, and I'll see them on Friday.
Oh, that must make them so happy. Congratulations to him. Here's a stat for you. I'm looking at you, George. So the team that wins Game 5 in a 2-2 series goes on to win the series 67% of the time.
Channeling your inner Will Reed.
I am channeling, yes, young Will. Tomorrow, Halloween night, we will find out if it's a treat for Toronto taking the World Series title at home, or can the Dodgers pull off a trick and force a Game 7? We shall see.
There's some great storylines throughout this whole series.
It's been a fun one.
It has. Thank you, Lara. Coming up, Will Reeve, talking about him. He's at a food bank in New Orleans preparing for a surge in demand. Will?
Hey, good morning, Robin. I am here on broccoli duty at the Second Harvest Food Bank, just in outside New Orleans. Coming up in just a couple days, food benefits, SNAP benefits are set to run out for millions of Americans. I'll tell you the pressures facing places like this and how you can help.
A lot of pressure there, okay. And we're going to check back in with Michael in Philadelphia with 2 more NFL legends.
What do you mean 2 more NFL legends? There are only 2 NFL legends here, and that's these 2, Deshaun Jackson and Michael Vick. You know, they used to be teammates on the Eagles, but now they're in a battle of the HBCU Legends as coaches of their respective college teams. We can't wait to see them on the sidelines here tonight as the Hornets and Spartans go head to head. And coming up, we're going inside the game with these 2 incredible teams, George, and the fans, the band, everybody showed up. Everybody's ready to go.
We are looking forward to that.
Coming up this Thursday morning here on GMA, my conversation with former First Lady Michelle Obama. We'll be right back. Back here on GMA, Delaware State University's drumline getting warmed up there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, home of tonight's Battle of the HBCU Legends. Michael is there live. Tell us how it's going there, Michael.
It's fantastic here, Robbie. You know, we told the drumline, quiet down, guys. You know, I have to talk for a little bit. But tonight, 2 historically black football teams are going head-to-head. Michael Vick's Norfolk State Spartans, they're facing off against Deshaun Jackson's Delaware State Hornets. These 2 are NFL legends. They are also NFL teammates. So we're happy to have them here with us. I'm going to talk to them in a little bit. And, you know, these fans are getting ready for the action, too. So we're going to tell you all about that as well. That's all coming up a little bit later in the show, George.
We are looking forward to it, Michael. First new at 7:30, Pentagon has announced a new strike on what they say is a drug boat off South America. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says all 4 people on board were killed as lawmakers question the legality of the strikes. It's the 14th one since the campaign against drug cartels started last month. Also, a helicopter trying to reach tourists on Mount Everest was caught on camera crashing into the snow. The pilot was the only person on the chopper and survived. It was attempting to rescue people stranded by heavy snow. And take a look at this drone footage released by the San Francisco Police Department showing a team of firefighters saving a dog who was stranded on a cliffside. They used a harness to climb down, pull the dog to safety. Dog was not injured, and here is very happy to be reunited with its owner.
I'm sure the owner was very happy as well.
We're going to kick off a new initiative now, reporting on what could become a hunger crisis in America, with the nation's largest food assistance program set to expire. Nearly 42 million Americans could be facing critical food shortages. Will Reeve is at Second Harvest Food Bank in New Orleans with a story. Good morning, Will.
Hey, George, good morning. So yeah, in just 2 days, Saturday, November 1st, SNAP benefits could run out for tens of millions of Americans. So food banks like Second Harvest here are bracing for impact all around the country. One director telling me that they are preparing for this as they would for a hurricane. So if you're like these folks, if you want to volunteer or if you want to help in any way, or if you need help yourself, watch this.
This morning, across the country, food banks working overtime as the federal shutdown stretches to a full month and the discontinuation of the nation's largest food assistance program looms.
I'm at $2.45 right now.
Food bank workers expect food insecurity to skyrocket.
It's been days that I haven't gone to sleep because I'm thinking what's going to happen to all of us.
SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, serves nearly 42 million people every month. But if the shutdown continues, SNAP funding will stop on November 1st.
It's hard to say we need help, especially as mamas. You know, we're supposed to take care of our babies, and when we can't, we need help.
That means more Americans will need to rely on food pantries. In California, Governor Gavin Newsom deploying the National Guard to help stock food pantries. In Huntsville, Alabama, they're preparing like they would for a natural disaster.
Even though this is kind of man-made, we're still kind of operating as if it were an emergency.
According to Feeding America, for every one meal provided by a food bank, 9 are provided by SNAP. That means pantries could be met with a 10-fold increase in demand.
If the food pantries who are servicing them are empty, then where do they get food?
I'm concerned that the numbers are going to probably double every day. People are now asking for meals to go home to their kids after school, or for the elderly, they can't get here, or the disabled.
I'm joined now by John Sillers. He's the Chief Strategy Officer for Second Harvest Food Bank, and we're going to get a little more educated on this, John. Thank you for having us here today. You were telling me earlier that food insecurity, it's going to be a massive issue in just a couple days when these SNAP benefits run out, but this is not a new issue this year. You've seen things trending upward.
It is not a new issue. First of all, due to USDA policy changes, we're getting less food this year than we did last year. Basically, 4.8 million meals worth less food this year versus last year. However, food insecurity is up. We actually have more than 436,000 people in South Louisiana who experience food insecurity. So going into this, even before the shutdown, demand was up for our services. However, we didn't have as much food. And so we're relying on community support more than ever, especially as we go into this situation where the government shutdown has started and people who were normally receiving SNAP benefits are not receiving SNAP benefits. We anticipate that we're going to have about 200,000 people who had been on SNAP not receiving those benefits starting next month. And so that's going to be a real challenge for us.
What kind of stress is that going to put on the system as all these new people need to rely on food banks like yours?
Well, we are looking at community support more than ever. If you want to donate money, go to no-hunger.org and you can donate money. You can also donate food or have a food drive yourself, or come volunteer like these people are.
Yeah, working the line, it fills the soul and fills people's plates, which is quite good. What does this dramatic increase mean for your ability to serve the people in this community?
We are looking to community support more than ever, but we are going to serve those people as best we can. We do that during a hurricane. We did that during COVID. And so we're treating this just like a hurricane where we're going to step in. We're looking for community support in those ways that I had mentioned before. But it will be a challenge, but we're up to the task as we have been before.
You sure are. John Sillers, thank you so much for having us. Thank you for what you do. Guys, important work being done here and all around the country.
Sure is. Okay, well, thanks very much. And all of you at home, if you need help with food or if you'd like to donate or volunteer, scan the QR code for more information. We're going to be staying on this story. We're going to be tracking people impacted by this growing hunger crisis, finding out ways to help.
Yeah, and it was wonderful to see all those volunteers that were there with Will this morning. Now with a look at tonight's showdown on the gridiron, it's going to be a historic game between two HBCUs. The home team, Delaware State Hornets, and their rivals, the Norfolk State Spartans, two teams led by NFL legends. Michael is there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. Michael, this is about a story about brotherhood on and off the field, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is, Robin. You don't have to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan to remember the era of Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson. I remember it because they were whipping up on my Giants at times. Well, you know, these two legends, they are now coaches returning to the same field. They used to run one of the greatest offenses in the NFL, but this time they're not teammates, they're rivals. It's a brotherhood spanning over a decade. Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson, two powerhouse NFL titans.
That's a great fake by Vick.
Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
The quarterback and wide receiver playing on the same team, the Eagles, for 5 seasons.
Mike Vick is a big bro to me. Grew up watching him, was a fan of him, what he's did in Atlanta, and then when I had the opportunity to play with him in Philadelphia, it was a dream come true for myself. To play with one of my favorite quarterbacks ever.
We said little brother, big brother relationship. You know, Deshaun was one of the players that was just never selfish. Deshaun didn't care if he caught 10 balls. Deshaun just wanted to win.
After 13 seasons in the NFL, Michael Vick came home to Virginia, named head coach of Norfolk State University's football team in 2024.
I felt like it was a special opportunity to be around a group of young men who are willing to excel in all areas of life. Now I get to do it on a daily basis and watch them grow, and that means a lot.
A 4-time Pro Bowl selection quarterback and former #1 overall NFL draft pick, Vick has taken his skills to bring the team to the next level.
When you sit down and talk to them, you understand all the things that they lack. And that's what makes you want to just continue to pour into them every day.
There's a pride, a real pride in the Norfolk State brand. People love what we're doing. And we're just so proud that he chose to be here with us.
Vick's former teammate, Deshaun Jackson, was named head coach of Delaware State University's football team in 2024.
Thinking about, my next phase and my chapter of my life, I just wanted to make the most out of it, the opportunity presented.
The second-round draft pick and 3-time Pro Bowl wide receiver calls it a blessing to coach at a historically black college, or HBCU.
You have guys here that want it. You have guys here that are hungry. So, however I can help these guys make it in their lives and their futures is what I'm here for.
Let me tell you, Coach Jackson is a good man. I think he was very, very pleased with who we are as one of the most diverse contemporary HBCUs in the country, and we thought we could lead together. Some of the players have told me, Dr. Allen, I thought I was in shape before Coach Jackson got here.
But tonight, this brotherhood will be tested in a showdown on the very field that started it all, when Norfolk State University and Delaware State University face off in the HBCU Battle of the Legends at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. Well, you guys out here now with Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson. Thank you guys. Thank you all for waking up and being here early with us on GMA for this historic game that we're having here tonight. And what's it like to be facing off against each other as friends and also former teammates? I'll start with you, Deshaun.
Yeah, I'll answer that first, man. It's almost surreal, honestly, man. Who could ever thought we'd have been facing each other where we created a lot of memories and scored some legendary plays? For us, it's an opportunity, man. It needs more people like us in this position to be able to help inspire these young men in their life. So the challenge is presented. We really supposed to not be close to each other right now, but it's still my brother, but I'm excited for the night, man.
Yeah. What about you, Michael?
Nah, it's amazing, man. Deshaun and I talked about this when we first took the job, that, we'll actually have a chance to play against each other for years and years. And, who knows how long it's going to last. So we're going to make it count while we got an opportunity. And, man, just to be, across the field from, a brother, I can't even say my little brother no more because he grew up so much. It's just an honor, man. And I think we're going to enjoy every minute of it, and we definitely going to talk trash to each other. You know that.
You're going to talk some trash, as you should do. Yeah. Well, I'm curious, can you tell us a little bit about the strategy going into tonight's game? Is there anything you can tell us?
Well, I'll answer that right. It's going to rain, so that's going to cater to their game plan. It might hurt eyes a little bit, but, that's what it's all about. Football is made for inclement weather. Mm-hmm. We got to go out and just find a way to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see a great game, man. Both sides win regardless of the score. We're going to go out there and compete, have fun, but, the world's going to see it, man. Michael Vick, D. Jack, we on the sideline, Norfolk, Delaware State, man. That's what it's all about, man. It's bigger than us.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And as a product of an HBCU, man, I'm so happy and I'm so amazed to see HBCUs playing at Lincoln Financial Field. You're playing at a professional field. So for you guys, what is it like to see, to have these teams playing on a stage like this, on television, all those things?
Yeah, I think it's a big moment for these kids, or not these kids, these young men. Yesterday we was practicing at the NovaCare facility, and then you get to go in the NFL locker rooms, and you're just around the aroma of it. So I know some of these guys, they're like a deer in the headlights. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm finally here. But we got to stay locked in on the game plan. We can't get too, big over it.
Yeah, no, when Deshaun first called me and asked me about playing the game in the link, I'm like, man, are you crazy? Where did these ideas come from? And I really didn't think it would happen, but, he's always been a guy with big ideas, persistent, in everything that he believed in. And look, man, we here. We here because of the idea. And so, everybody coming together, making it happen, man. And this dude right here made this happen, man.
Well, I tell you what,
give him a lot of credit for it.
You're inspiring. You're inspiring so many young men out there and just students in general. And I know you can't be too close to each other. Let me get in the middle and break you guys up right now, okay? Because you know what? The game is going to be fantastic, George. I'm honored to be here with these guys and also to represent the HBCUs out there. Now, George, back to you.
Yeah, what an important matchup. That is great. Thank you, Michael. We'll be right back. Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Breaking overnight. President Trump announces a truce in the trade war between the world's two largest economies after his meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. We have a deal. Plus, what the president said about nuclear weapons just before they met.
Jennifer Lawrence revealing a personal struggle with postpartum anxiety. The Oscar winner opening up about motherhood and how the anxiety hit harder after her second baby. Look who it is. One-on-one with former First Lady Michelle Obama. Her new book telling the stories behind her most famous looks, the power of fashion, and what she's saying yes to right now.
Ready, set, hike. Are you ready for some football? We're counting down to the battle of the HBCU Legends, a gridiron matchup like no other. Led by two former NFL superstars turned coaches.
That's a great fake by Vic.
Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
We're live with Michael Vick's Norfolk State Spartans and Deshaun Jackson's Delaware State Hornets. It's time for GMA Game Day, and we're saying, Good morning, America!
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
Can hear the bands playing. Good morning, America. Thanks for being with us, and we are looking forward to that HBCU matchup tonight. Michael is there at the field in Philadelphia, where the teams are getting ready for this storied rivalry. Hey there again, Michael.
Hey, Robin. That's right, guys. Norfolk State Spartans and the Delaware State Hornets are going head-to-head tonight. We're here with the home team, Delaware State, and they brought out all the stops for us because behind me is their incredible Spirit Squad. Yes. And their drum line, appropriately named the Approaching Storm. Now, this is a historic matchup between two HBCU heavyweights led by two NFL legends, Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson. But we have a lot of fun coming up. And we're going to meet the players who are hoping to lead their team to victory. That is all ahead, Robin.
All right there, Michael. Also ahead, we are celebrating GMA's 50th birthday. Tori Johnson's been bringing the gifts all week long to you with savings on viewers' all-time favorite products. More coming up.
That's coming up. First look at the top stories breaking at 8. We start with President Trump back on Air Force One after his meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, where the leaders agreed to a tentative truce in the trade war. I want to go back to our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, in South Korea. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. And the president's entire trip here in Asia was building up to this moment, this high-stakes face-to-face meeting with Chinese President Xi. After months of going tit for tat on trade, the president announcing a one-year truce in this trade war. The president says that China has agreed to buy soybeans from American farmers, crack down on fentanyl, and also delay their restrictions on those critical rare earth minerals, which are key to making everything from smartphones to cars. In return, the president says that the U.S. will drop its tariff rate by 10% to 47% across the board on Chinese imports. Just minutes before this face-to-face meeting started, the president posted on social media that he is going to be directing the Pentagon to start nuclear testing. This would be the first time that the U.S. would resume nuclear testing in more than 30 years. And it comes just right after Russia launched a nuclear test missile and after North Korea also launched a missile with nuclear capabilities. The president saying this has nothing to do with China, but he insists that if others are nuclear testing, the United States should be as well. And again, back to trade, it is important to note this is a one-year deal. It will require these two sides to keep communicating. The president says he plans to travel to China in April, Robin.
All right, our thanks to you, Rachel. And we're going to stay overseas to breaking news. Hundreds reportedly killed in a maternity hospital amid the growing crisis in Sudan. Our chief international correspondent, James Longman, has the latest developments. James?
Yeah, good morning, Robin. Deeply shocking news coming out of Sudan. More than 400 patients, their visitors and medical staff have reportedly been killed at a hospital in the western city of El Fasher. Now, the pictures from the hospital itself are so upsetting that we can't air them, but satellite images seem to show bodies in the streets and bloodstains visible from space. Now, a violent civil war has been raging in Sudan since April 2023. A paramilitary group called the Rapid Response Forces has been in a bloody struggle with the country's military, and now they control large parts of Sudan. It is that group that is now laying siege to El Fasher, where 250,000 people are trapped and terrified. Back in January, the Biden administration said the RSF was responsible for genocide, and they accused them of systematic killing and ethnic cleansing. The RSF's leader now says there'll be an investigation into what he called violations. Today, there will be a UN Security Council meeting to discuss this crisis.
And it needs to be discussed. It does. All right, James, thank you. Now to the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates by 1/4 point. Elizabeth Schulze joins us with what it means for your family. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, Robin. Fed Chair Jay Powell tells me that this rate cut should boost the weakening job market. We have seen major employers like Amazon, UPS, GM, and Target all announcing layoffs, but the Fed isn't committing to any more rate cuts this year. So what does this mean for you? Analysts expect that mortgage rates will stay near their current levels this year. For perspective, today's average 30-year fixed rate, 6.27%. Your monthly payment on a $400,000 home loan is $2,300. 4 years ago, with rates at 3%, it was $600 cheaper per month. The Fed chair has indicated it's unlikely we go back to those ultra-low rates anytime soon. George.
Okay, thanks very much, Elizabeth. We're going to turn now to the 42 million Americans who could be facing a hunger crisis with SNAP food assistance benefits set to expire. We'll revisit Second Harvest Food Bank in New Orleans with what people can do to help and how to get the help you need. Hey, Will.
Hey, George. Good morning again. Yeah, those 42 million Americans who rely on SNAP, that runs out on Saturday. That's November 1st, and there is going to be increased demand all over the country at places like Second Harvest Food Bank here in New Orleans, where these volunteers have been working nonstop for hours already. They've made over 1,500 meals already, and the demand is only going to keep increasing because of the situation at hand here with the government shutdown dragging on and SNAP running out. It feeds 42 million Americans, and SNAP is actually responsible for 9 meals for every 1 meal that food banks around the country make. So this increased demand is going to be serious. And one director of a food bank in the United States told us that they are preparing for this SNAP discontinuation as they would for a hurricane. That's how severe the situation is. And people wonder two things. One, what do I do if I need help? And the one way to do that is to come to places like this, to food banks all around the country. Or they can donate their food, their time, and their money. That's what they need here, and we're going to be helping you out all month long and as long as we need to get people the resources they need to either get help or give help, because that's what we do here at GMA, guys, and that's what these volunteers do every day.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And as you said, we are going to stay on this. Coming up on our GMA morning menu, I'm going to share a preview of my conversation with former First Lady Michelle Obama, talking about her new book called The Look.
Also, Jennifer Lawrence talks about her battle with postpartum anxiety following the birth of her second son and how she was able to find support.
Hey, George, so we are very excited today because we have new edition, Boys to Men and Miss Toni Braxton all in the house. They are here. They'll perform live ahead of their tour. We are so excited. And right now we're throwing a Hail Mary to Michael in Philadelphia. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Lara. You know, we're just getting started here in Philly. We got the cheerleaders dancers in the approaching storm drum line, bringing the Delaware State School spirit. So you guys take it away.
But we're back now with our GMA cover story. Preview of my conversation with former First Lady Michelle Obama. She has a new book. It is called The Look. It tells the story behind some of the most memorable outfits during her time at the White House and beyond. The book is about so much more than just fashion. We spoke about that and what she's saying yes to this season. After nearly a decade away from the White House, former First Lady Michelle Obama is lifting the veil on a topic she's typically avoided, fashion. Why this topic now?
During my 8 years in the White House, although there was a lot of attention given to my fashion, my physical appearance, all of that, I made it a point to shy away from that conversation because I was worried that it would become a distraction.
Her new book, The Look, is about more than just fashion. It explores her style evolution from the moment she entered the public eye and explains the reasons behind her and her team's decisions.
I really thought about what I wanted to say with my fashion. I wanted to talk about inclusion, diversity, opening up opportunities, and fashion was one of those tools that allowed me to do that. The designers that I chose, there were young designers, there were women designers, there were also immigrant American designers.
In the book, she writes that she saw every formal event as an opportunity to elevate talented, lesser-known designers. Starting with their very first inaugural ball.
I thought about who was going to do my inaugural gown. And someone like Jason Wu, who was young, I think he was in his early 20s. He had just gotten started. He was a fabulous designer with a beautiful story. An immigrant American, and I want to emphasize that in these times because our fashion industry is very dependent on strong immigrant Americans who come here and do great work.
You said it's not only important for fashion, but for society as well.
Yeah. I think we know this as a country. We know better than this. I'm still thinking about the country that elected Barack Obama overwhelmingly as president twice. We are still those people. It's just that sometimes we can get lost in the struggles that we face. And when folks are facing tough economic times, when jobs are scarce, when opportunities seem to be less, it's harder to get ahead in this economy. It's easy to have somebody make you think it's somebody else's fault, you know? So let's blame the other. I think that's one of the things we struggle with. But when we look around at truly who has built this country, who keeps it moving, you know, it's all of us, and all of us is Black, brown, Puerto Rican, Mexican American, Italian, Irish, Haitian. Come on, you know, that's the story of America, right? And it is the most true in fashion.
Mrs. Obama also writes about the pressure she felt being the first Black first family. You said we were all too aware that as a first Black couple, we couldn't afford any missteps.
Yeah.
And you also say, as a Black woman, I was under a particularly white, hot glare. Did you feel that?
For sure. You can't afford to get anything wrong because you didn't get at least until the country came to know us, we didn't get the grace that I think some other families have gotten. Now, don't get me wrong, every First Lady faces the kind of scrutiny. Every woman in the public eye faces a certain level of scrutiny because of her physical appearance. I mean, we live in a culture, sadly, where, you know, if somebody wants to go after a woman, the first thing they do is go after our looks, our size, our physical being as a way to, make us feel small, to keep us in place. In the back of my mind were all the mothers and the grandmothers who I wanted to make proud. I didn't want to show up just any kind of way. I wanted to show up with thought and consideration and energy and light.
The book chronicles her most iconic fashion moments, like her rose gold dress at their final state dinner, her plum power suit from President Biden's inauguration, and those viral glitter boots from her Becoming book tour.
The boots that broke the internet?
The boots.
The boots that broke
the boots are on fire. Yeah, right.
Come on now.
That's also a part of me. That was a version of me, sort of the fun, sparkly, sexy, interesting detail. So that was another aspect of me. Would I have worn gold thigh-high boots as First Lady? No, I would not have done that.
I'm going to channel Shonda Rhimes right now. Yeah. What are you saying yes to in this season?
I am saying yes to things that I really, really want to do. There's a certain freedom that I feel. I'm at that stage in life where I can say, maybe I know a few things.
And the former First Lady leaned into the power of fashion to help uplift new voices. It was never just wearing a cardigan. It was a moment to launch someone's career. So often the pieces she would be seen in would sell out in just minutes. And she knows that it takes a village. And she talks about her team as the trifecta and just gives real praise to the whole evolution from when Barack was running for president to being in the White House and to her years after.
So thoughtful at every stage.
Exactly.
Yeah, very intentional.
It really is such an evolution.
It is. And okay, all right, you said I would not give it. You have the book. You have the look. You have the book.
Thank you.
Michelle Obama, The Style, The Power, The Look special edition of 2020 airs this Sunday on ABC, streams the next day on Disney Plus and on Hulu.
Looking forward to that. We're going to turn now to Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence, talking about her experience with postpartum anxiety after the birth of her second child. Morgan Norwood here with the story. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning to you, George. Jennifer Lawrence is back, and this time she's playing a mom for the first time since becoming one herself, starring in Die My Love as a mother grappling with psychosis. She says that role made her reflect on her own journey, and she's revealing the struggle with postpartum anxiety after baby number 2 and how medication and even AI helped her heal.
This morning, Jennifer Lawrence is opening up about her struggle with postpartum anxiety.
I'm stuck between wanting to do something and not wanting to do anything at all.
In a new profile with The New Yorker in support of her new movie, Die My Love.
If you're having a hard time, fine.
The Oscar winner sharing details of her condition after welcoming her second son earlier this year. Telling the publication she often felt she was doing everything wrong. I thought every time he was sleeping, he was dead, worrying that he cried because he didn't like his life, or me, or his family. And even though this is her second go-around with postpartum, Lawrence revealing the anxiety hit harder this time, and that she turned to Zurzuvae, the first and only FDA-approved oral medication to treat postpartum depression.
Zurzuvae is a medication that mimics the steroid progesterone, which is in high levels when you are pregnant, and then it drops off significantly. And it's off by giving compound that mimics this natural hormone, this natural steroid that we have in our body that can help with mitigating the effects of depression and anxiety.
And in a very vulnerable admission, Lawrence sharing she found support in a familiar AI tool, using ChatGPT during late-night worry spirals, once asking it about breastfeeding. The response? You're doing the most amazing thing for your baby, calling her a loving mother.
And she certainly is. And experts say Lawrence isn't alone in this. Postpartum anxiety can strike even if it didn't show up with baby number 1, citing, of course, the new stressors in taking care of more children. But glad to see that she's speaking up about this and has resources.
Right. And it's really helping a lot of people by speaking about it.
Absolutely.
Right. Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you, Morgan.
We want to get right to this. We've got deals and steals and some of our very, very favorites. Mega all favorites. Time and mega. Can we just jump right in? Because I know time is of the essence.
100%.
Bombas,
Bombas.
they give back and they give comfort.
That's
all I need to tell people is just Bombas 50% off. You guys know what to do. But the reality is this is a company with a heart, comfort focused, premium basics. The 3 most requested clothing items in homeless shelters are socks, underwear, t-shirts. They create specific versions of those. 150 million pieces they have donated. You can add that today and add to your own collection. Men, women, and kids. We've got a huge assortment you will find online, including those cute sandals for men, all 50%
and
off.
can I just say, they're great.
They are great.
They really are. As is Nest.
We
The
love
smells in here.
Nest. This is premium fragrance, the #1 luxury home fragrance brand in America. That is Autumn
gorgeous.
Plum. This is Pumpkin Chai, a bestseller this month. It is phenomenal, yes. We've got the classic candles, 3 and 4 week candles, the diffusers. I want to say Moroccan Amber is one of my favorites at this time of year, but this pumpkin is really spectacular.
I like the Autumn Plum, everyone. I just would like to say it.
Yes,
I also think
you
it's
can't
beautiful.
go wrong with anything from Nest, especially when you're saving 50%
Makes a great
off.
gift as the holidays approach.
Okay, Bally making their GMA deals debut.
Thank you, Bally.
I know, I'm so excited because this is all about like a comfort revolution.
Yes.
Like feeling comfort all day, every day. Shaping wireless bra right here, one of the best sellers. No underwire, but it's got stretch that moves with you.
It's so
and then
soft.
everything is soft, and it's also got this cooling fabric. So like you feel cool, protected, and comfortable all day long. You get full coverage,
more
but
do we
again,
want?
no underwires. We love that too. Everything, we've got a big assortment that you'll find online. Underwear as well. All 55% off.
Thank you, Valley.
All right.
And thank you, Laura Geller, who where everything she makes, we use here at Good Morning America.
We love Laura Geller. The spackle primer, perfect
best.
thing.
The
for,
tinted one too.
Yes, for perfecting makeup. One of Laura's best sellers in her newest. This one right here. It's a Wonder Balm, and it just gives this like beautiful glow. It's phenomenal. But everything here is designed to make you feel and look flawless effortlessly. Up to 70% off plus
70%?
free shipping
Come
from
on,
Laura Geller.
thank you, Laura.
All right, NYDJ, we've got the original in the best sort of stretch jeans that just fit, flatter, contour, great for everybody. Their Maryland Straight is their best seller for 21 years. They've sold over 20 million
And there's a reason.
pairs of those. So from petite to plus, we've got a silhouette for you. Everything from NYDJ slashed in half, plus
And
free
shipping. Yeah. And then bring it home with a snack.
a great meal makes a great memory. We've got Kansas City steaks that look phenomenal. We've got everything from Carver hams, turkeys, fillets, rib roast, but of course we also have one of them comes with your favorite twice baked bacon cheddar potatoes.
Let's go.
I mean, everything here is curated for perfection, and it's all 50% off.
The holidays are coming,
starting
everybody.
at $40.
That's great. Thank you so much to Tori and to these companies. We've partnered with them. You can get the deals at goodmorningamerica.com.
No, GMAdeals.com, baby.
GMAdeals.com. There, we got it. Coming up, we're going back to Michael in Philly.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
According to the 14th century poet Dante, you can improve the flavor of your wine if you drop a live eel into the bottle. When you try it, let me know if it works.
Oh my gosh.
What a moment.
Oh, Julia Child, boy, she had so many great moments here on GMA. I love watching her with Charlie.
Yeah, she cracked Charlie up all the
She
time.
cracked
You're
him
right,
up all the time.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we're going to look back at some of our favorite moments and dishes as we celebrate 50 years of cooking on GMA.
But now to our GMA game day, the battle of the HBCU Legends. A victory tonight all comes down to the players on the field. Isn't that right, Michael? It's about the players. Good morning again.
Oh, you know that's right. You called that right, Robin. You know that. Two legendary coaches, they're just the beginning of these schools, but it's up to the guys on the gridiron to bring home the win. I want you to take a look.
For these players, the game is everything.
Man, football has done so much for me and my family. It has changed, our lives forever.
Football to me is, it's a brotherhood.
I feel like I am football. I live and die for this.
These are just some of the players at Delaware State and Norfolk State universities. And while they may be rivals on the field, they share something important, being part of an HBCU or historically black college. And playing for an HBCU comes with responsibility.
Playing for HBCU, being an African American is great. Just playing for my culture, playing for, you know what I'm saying, for my brothers next to me. Everything's better at HBCU.
Everybody just wants everybody to succeed. Everybody wants to help you out.
For me to be able to get put on this stage and be able to, showcase my talent, doing that at this level, I'm very, very appreciative.
Both teams getting a Christmas present last year. New head coaches with a resume they hope to achieve one day. 15-year NFL veteran Deshaun Jackson and 13-year NFL veteran Michael Vick. With Coach Deshaun Jackson leading the team at Delaware State, these guys say their game is reaching new heights.
That elite mindset, he's going down fighting, he's been in those same shoes. So I think that's like the difference between anything.
I grew up watching Coach Jack, just taking in all the information that they're giving us, just being a sponge, soaking it all up, and applying it on the field.
He came in trying to implement NFL habits. We have to carry ourselves a certain way, and we have a certain standard here, so we carry that on and off the field.
And when Michael Vick was named head coach of Norfolk State, they were ready to go to work.
In complete honesty, I wasn't sure if I was going to come back to play college football. And then when Michael Vick got announced as our head coach, instantly I was like, all right, this is something different.
Someone you grew up watching, someone you grew up idolizing, so it was just a great opportunity. He brought that thought into our brains, and he really put that dream into fruition.
The players saying they saw an improvement in their game.
He's giving me the tools. I know every step that he's telling me to do is right.
I definitely expanded my game.
Tonight's face-off at Lincoln Field, a dream their younger self might never thought could be possible.
I'm playing this game for my son.
I'm playing this game for my mom, my family, my big brothers. I'm just trying to feed my family, change our situation. I'm playing this game for all these guys that couldn't play this game.
I'm playing this game for my team, a chance to go get another win.
Yes, sir. I love that we get to hear from those players right there. Right now, I'm here with Zuri Brown. He's the Delaware State University head drum major. He's also, one of the best, safe to say, one of the best drum majors in the country, everybody. So, Zuri, thank you for being here, man. And, for HBCUs, it's not just what's going on the field. Mm-hmm. There's so much tradition. Tradition is the heartbeat of an HBCU. So for you, what does it feel like to be such an important part of that culture?
To me, to be the engine of the school, it's like we are one of the other mascots, Sometimes we have the volleyball team asking us to come out and play games for them to hype them up. So it just feels good to be that battery for the school,
I said, being a drum major, the band, I know at Texas Southern, the Ocean of Soul. Here you have the approaching storm.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
And I would say our football team, sometimes we were so bad, we tried to get out at halftime to watch the band because that was a good part of our day when it came to playing. But what's the vibe been like on campus since Deshaun Jackson's taken over as head coach?
I think I can truly say it went from here to through the roof. Everything just feels like a family-oriented vibe, just increased,
Yeah, and you're the first member of your family to attend an HBCU.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which is the amazing thing. What do you want to tell all the other young people who aspire to be like you?
Chase your dreams. Don't never let anybody tell you what you can't do. And for HBCU culture, I feel like we should pour into the younger generation also. Sometimes we need to let them know things that they should and shouldn't do so that they can be successful.
I love that, man. I love that. Well, you know what? I want to hear you guys do what you do best. So let's hear from the approaching storm. Let's do it. It's going to get loud here, you guys. So back you guys in the studio. I'm going to move out the way. Take it away.
And you can watch the game tonight at 7 Eastern on the ESPNU. We'll be right back.
Okay, we just had a rehearsal here.
Yes.
We had Tony Braxton, New Edition, and Boys to Men. I don't know how you all stayed seated because I was all up in their grill. But welcome back. The New York City Marathon is this Sunday. Many members of our intrepid GMA staff are running it. I know, right?
So good.
Lori Bergamatto is tackling all 26.2 miles.
How come I didn't do the relay?
Yeah. And it's all in support of an amazing organization here in New York.
It is indeed, Robin. GMA runners are competing to raise money and awareness for Team for Kids. So we went to get moving with the awesome young athletes in New York that benefit from this inspiring organization. Take a look.
The kids are on their mark, and they're
off. Thousands of youngsters laced up to walk, jog, or sprint in Central Park.
This is an incredible way for us to kick off Marathon Week here in New York City with over 2,500 kids ages 2 to 18 coming out here and taking on races of various distances in Central Park. Congratulations. Congratulations.
This event, free for young New Yorkers, thanks to Team for Kids.
This is kind of the Super Bowl for our youth events.
Team for Kids is part of the nonprofit New York Roadrunners, and it raises money for all its youth and community programs across the country. The goal? To get kids to move their bodies.
We know that running and physical activity has a hugely positive impact on people's physical health, also their mental health, their ability to learn in school.
Before I joined the program, I was really nervous, and you can especially see it in my movements. But something that I loved about the program is that it honed those movements into confidence. So whenever I move with confidence.
The New York City Marathon is Team for Kids' biggest fundraising event of the year, raising over $120 million since its founding in 2002 to help 2.5 million students around the nation.
What this event is really all about is showcasing the future of running and getting these young people to get a sense of what it is like to be in a race.
And you can learn more about Team for Kids, including how you can donate by scanning the QR code on your screen.
How you feeling? Just 3 days away?
I mean, it's so impressive. 3 days sounds scary. No, I have, and I'm somewhere between let's do this and who talked me into doing this. Yeah, Simone.
No, but you said something really meaningful. You said it's so nice having a purpose.
It is.
And running for a cause.
Exactly, and I'm also running for Team for Kids. And it does help move you, and people come out, cheer for the New York City Marathon. That is the biggest motivator, is getting that crowd cheering you on. But I feel like I've trained, I'm ready physically.
Which mile is the worst?
Do you run any more between now and Sunday, or is it all carbo
So
loading?
yesterday I did 3.5, and I think I like that George said, or is it all carbo loading? Well, I'm hoping. I am Italian. I like my pasta, George, but I'll probably sneak in like another 2-mile run. But I think I'm ready. I hope, guys.
You are ready. This is your 8th one. You're ready to
Yes,
go.
we'll see.
And I know Ginger is too, because you're on the relay team, right?
I'm on the relay team. I feel so cheap. I'm doing 1.2 miles. And I get to cross the finish line, so I'll be thinking about you. No, I'm just really happy to be a part of it. Team for Kids is all worth it.
All
right, it's time now to count down to GMA 50. And today we're looking back at some of our favorite moments as we get ready to celebrate our 50th birthday. A lot of them involve music. We have been lucky enough to host amazing live performances from some of the biggest stars in the world, as you know. Let's look back.
Good morning, America. Welcome to New York.
From down on the streets of New York to thousands of feet in the air. GMA's love of music, a mainstay on our show all these years. And with our signature summer concert series, thousands of you up close and personal with your favorite performers. Along the way, we've been lucky enough to witness the rise of superstars. Some even making their debuts right here on GMA. And as for the genres of music we've had on, our motto, the more, the merrier.
So don't get me wrong, yeah, I think you're all right.
From country
Me and woman in the middle of the night.
to rock. And of course, the K-pop invasion. So many concerts. So many unforgettable moments.
Shall we make our way to Oz?
We're the new kids on the block. So many
Boys to Men. What's the name of the group, y'all? Boys to Men.
boy bands.
Might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie. The story of my life.
And after 50 years, which artist tops the charts for the most visits to our show?
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
You treated me kind. Sweet destiny.
From surprise pop-ins to pop out.
Now the back of my dress just popped. It popped?
I dare say this is a TV moment.
The celebrated diva appearing a record 19 times.
You know what? She went on to perform. That was the song. She was fantastic. It really was a moment, though. I was like, what do we do?
We'll never forget.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. So many great memories. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, my gosh, there are too many. I love what Luther Vandross sang
Oh, wow.
for a wedding. In
Oh, I
Times
do
Square.
remember
Yeah,
that.
That was something.
Yeah.
The big
So many.
Taylor Swift. And also, I
Amazing.
saw that Harry Styles one. Allie brought our girls who were tiny
Yeah,
at the
same
time.
with Kate.
And Allie was convinced that Harry Styles only had eyes for her.
Oh,
Yeah, that's, you know what's funny? I had that same experience, oddly, that day.
I weirdly did too. I'm not kidding you.
And I was pregnant, and I remember he touched
I
the
get
bag.
it. He's good. The man is good.
I tell Adrian all the time, Harry Styles knows you.
All right, guys, as you can tell, we've had so much fun along the way. Please tune in on Monday. It is our big GMA 50th birthday celebration. We are going to have a great show, a great live performance. You just don't want to miss it.
Yeah, and we got a great live performance that's coming up,
Oh,
don't
yes,
we?
we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, we
Boys
do.
to Men. New edition. Tony Braxton. What? It's all live on GMA. I don't think anybody's more excited than this one for this next moment. We are back with the new edition, Boys to Men and Tony Braxton. They're all here to celebrate some very exciting news. They're selling out they're studying out and selling out, I'd like to think. The new edition Way Tour kicks off next year, and it will take fans on like the most epic journey through R&B history.
Oh my goodness. And this morning they are here performing for the first time here on GMA, bringing a medley of some of their biggest hits, and they got a lot of them. So please, please, the floor is yours.
Who do you think I am? Don't you know he was my man? But I chose to let him go. How do you like I care about him? Looking at me like I'm hurt when I'm the one who said I didn't want it, but just to forget I had fun. What are you thinking? Do you know what I was thinking? Do you know that you're the friend? I'm thinking about you. But you married him yesterday. Lived it well longer. Sit with me. He wasn't man enough. Come on, man enough for me.
Michael and her team there in Philly. We appreciate that so very much. They had a good time, but not as good a time as we had right here. Oh my gosh, new edition. I mean, one more. I was down in the basement again with the blue light.